Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve. It's been an awesome week this week, New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. Starting off 2025 fresh with more Parasite Eve. So it was really interesting reading all the comments on the first couple episodes of Parasite Eve. So many people were very excited to see Parasite Eve, which I knew would be the case. Definitely just one of those games that like people grew up with, maybe like didn't know the context behind it and just received it from somewhere and then ended up falling in love with it. Feels like one of those games that's like you don't even know how you got it as a child. It just kind of appeared and then became one of your favorites. It's not, I wouldn't call Parasite Eve like niche. Like I've heard the name so many times, you know, like I think that it's, the perception of this game is that it's a very good game from the past, but it does fall in kind of in between the cracks. Like it's not Final Fantasy, it's not Resident Evil, it's not the hard-hitting PS1 games that we all know that are still around today, but just this one-off, not really one-off because that's a sequel, but like I think a lot of people that know the name Parasite Eve don't even know that it has a sequel. So like I think the public perception is like it's just this one-off, you know, game on the PS1 that Square just kind of tried and ended up being really good. In reality, there is more to it. I didn't know too much about Parasite Eve going in. I don't want to do too much research because I don't want to like spoil myself, but as we do the Let's Play, I always like read comments where people give some more context about the game and then usually do a little bit of research myself. But long story short, Parasite Eve was a book first, and they just decided, you know, they would use it for this project that they wanted to do. But also the most unique thing, or like biggest thing about the game that I had no idea about, this game was actually a Xenogears style thing where it was actually a very early concept for Final Fantasy VII. I had no idea that was the case. I thought it fell in between 7 and 8. So if anything, it was like an early concept for Final Fantasy VIII. But no, this was very similar to Xenogears, where it was actually a early concept for Final Fantasy VII. In fact, if you watched my in-depth look at Cloud, you would know that an early concept for Final Fantasy VII was that Cloud was going to be a police officer on the or a detective rather on the streets of New York, and he was going to be trying to solve the case of Genova. So that was like the original, really old original concept of Final Fantasy VII, was that it was going to be Detective Cloud roaming the streets of New York trying to solve this alien case that would turn out to be Genova. And that was this. That's what this like became. Detective alien mystery thing. So in New York. So like I should have known as soon as I saw the Statue of Liberty that like I should have made the connection in my head. And then of course like the Chocobo and stuff too. I mean, we already knew that it was going to have like Square references and stuff, but I think that Chocobo isn't just a Square reference. I think it's specifically a Final Fantasy VII reference, which is really wild. So that like blew me away. I couldn't believe. Like I if anything, I would have thought that it was kind of like leaning towards the path of Final Fantasy VIII since this came after, but they just, I don't know if they put the project to the side or if it just took them that long to make it, but yeah, pretty wild. And it's funny that we play this shortly after Xenogears, and they both kind of had the same deal going on. So yeah, that was really cool to learn. And really cool to hear all the stories that people have about this game and growing up with it. Like I said, it definitely feels like one of those games that you just kind of had as a kid and didn't really know much about it or where it came from, but you played it and fell in love with it. That was kind of me with Resident Evil 2 a little bit. I didn't end up falling in love with it that much, but I did play it. Okay. I did kind of, my dad like randomly picked it up and I played it, and I went in not knowing at all how scary it was going to be, and so it made like a much bigger impression on me. And I could see how this game, if you had no idea what was going on with it and you just randomly played it, it would make such a huge impression on you just because of how weird and stylistic it is. Speaking of weird and stylistic, this is one of the strangest things I've ever seen in my life. Like, this horse feels so out of place, and then she's just floating there. Like, I can't even tell if she's on it or in front of it or behind it. And the horse is just chilling like, yeah, this is fine. I'm not afraid at all. Your genes are stronger than I thought. Come, my dear, let's go for a ride. Ah, ha, ha. So he's just messing with me now. This is kind of odd how close I can get. I'm just going to get in. Just going to listen to her, not going to like shoot her or anything. And the horse is on fire. Where even are we? It looked like we were in the middle of the road. Why? Why be on the human side? Why not? I'm a human. Why are you going with them and not me? What? Oh, what? Okay. Aya, whose side are you on, really? This had to have been the worst idea you could have possibly had. That was dodgeable. That seemed definitely dodgeable. Doing big damage. So is she. It seems you still don't know who I am. Well, if you don't know, your mitochondria will. I was gonna say, do a push-up every time they say the word mitochondria today. That's why you were drawn to the opera. What are you talking about? Here, let me explain directly. Stop it! If we join forces, all the other mitochondria in the world will... Stop! Dude, there's so many cutscenes, it's wild. Aya, Aya, answer me. Daddy. Ben, weren't you going to the concert? I came here with Mom, but she was all weird. What do you mean, Ben? I came with Mom so the three of us could be together. So that's why you came to get me. Mom went to the stage, but she freaked out. What do you mean, Mom freaked out? I got near the stage and started to feel sick. I wanted to go home. Mom wasn't herself, Dad. She left and everyone else went too. Lorraine. I feel like that response was kind of weird. Like, when we last saw him, he was completely losing his mind over Ben, and then he showed up and he was just like, Ben, what are you doing here? You would think he would have, like, freaked out. Like, Ben, thank God you're safe. Casualties were much worse this time. We cannot put the lives of citizens in jeopardy any longer. We have orders to evacuate all citizens out of Manhattan. Fortunately, most people are out of the city for Christmas. What do we do, sir? We will stay and assist in neutralizing Eve. Shouldn't we leave it to the army? We're the ones that are supposed to be protecting the city. Any word from Aya? Dang it, where could she be? Daniel, I need you to help evacuate the citizens. She's our only hope against this thing now. I'm going to go look for her. Shouldn't we stop him, sir? He's lost Lorraine. He'll find Aya. You two help with the evacuation. I really like how Baker's like the boss, but he's also kind of like he's kind of a good guy. It's like the third time he's done something that's like not really out of character, because it is his character, but out of what you think the chief of police character would be like. Daddy! Ben, I'm sorry, I have to go find Aya. Where'd she go? I don't know, but she's the only one that can fight the thing that hurt your mommy. Kath, look after the kid, will ya? I will, don't worry. Daddy! The running animation is so funny in this game. They go from standing still to like full blast, but then they also like don't go very fast. It's like so cartoonish looking. Come on, sport. You like dogs? I'll introduce you to the best police dog in town. Everyone's running through molasses. But also, like, there's no, like, build-up. They just immediately are full force. Can I show this boy the dog? Sure, let me open the fence. Hey, you got a visitor. This is Shiva. I think she likes you. Hey, that tickles. Oh my god. Cop almost got destroyed. The heck? The atmosphere they're trying to build here is wild. Like the lack of music and like the visuals, as well as like even like the cutscenes and the camera angles. It's like, I don't know if I've ever seen a game set so much of an atmosphere as this game does, on PS1 at least. How many times do I gotta tell you? We blocked this off. You won't even find a cat on this street. I told you, I've already contacted the police about this matter. What? We are the police. I'm not getting anywhere with my English. Hey, you Chinese? No, I'm Japanese. Nanda Nihonjin Desuka? Oh, yes. Could you speak Japanese? Chodo dake ne. I don't know Japanese, so I'm just spitballing here. There Desuka? I am Kunihiko Maeda. Or Japanese, or, Hey, if you can't speak the language, go back to your country. Yeah. Calm down. Take it easy, man. It's bad for your heart. I'm hot. Help. Ah. That's what happens when you're racist. I guess it's now or never. He just books it. Spontaneous human combustion. I believe that's correct. Based Square Enix creates a racist character, immediately sets him on fire. Where? Hospital? I like the little detail here. There's Christmas decorations up, so it's not like a flashback. I mean, I guess it could be. Could just be coincidence, but given that there was Christmas decorations up, I feel like they're trying to hint us that it's like not a flashback. Or the flashback took place like exactly 5 years ago or something. Or I guess in this case it would have been like 20 years ago. Oh, you're finally awake. Who are you? I'm Kunihiko Maeda. I'm a scientist from Japan. He found you. Daniel. I just realized they have a barrel fire in the middle of a room. That's like not safe. There's no one out there but cops. It's a ghost town. Never seen anything like it. Pretty creepy if you ask me. Where's Eve? What happened to the people in Central Park? Ben was okay, but the rest of the audience, well, they just disappeared. Disappeared? You mean they weren't ignited? They all melted into slime and became one big mass. That's something new. Nothing like that happened in Japan. Japan? A similar incident occurred several years ago in Japan, although it wasn't as grandiose in scale as this one. What? Hey, give us the details. Oh man, the music, the way that it slowly popped in right when we're getting the juicy bit. It's all started when a scientist's wife was involved in a car accident. The scientist tried to culture her liver cells in order to keep her alive. The scientist named those cells Eve. Why did he name the cells? Eve? The liver cells multiplied and her mitochondria eventually took over her physical body. After acquiring the scientist's sperm, Eve tried to give birth to an ultimate being. Ultimate being? What kind of being? She, the being who mutated from the liver cells, couldn't maintain her body for long. By the way, before the car accident occurred, the wife had registered to have her organs donated. So after the accident, her kidneys were transplanted into a young girl, and even planted the fertilized egg in the young girl who gave birth to an ultimate being. I was extremely interested in this and went to his lab so that I could continue research. After hearing about this incident, I had to fly over here. What the hell is going on here? I wish I could explain more. Aya, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Aya. You're Japanese. I thought that monster had gotten a hold of you. Thought it was too late. When I felt Eve, something inside of me felt like it was being... You felt you were about to be ignited, correct? No, she's the only one that isn't affected. What? I don't understand. I think I may be a monster, like her. What? What are you saying, Aya? I don't know. What if I end up killing you? Ah, shut up. You know that's not. Please, Daniel. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Please go away. Just stay away from me. Aya. So many interesting parallels to Final Fantasy. Now that I got Final Fantasy VII in my head, from what we learned about before, there's so many interesting parallels with, like, her character. She's blonde. Like, she, you know, the whole, like, thing with Cloud being taken over and saying he might hurt the team and stuff. I wonder if that was, like, an original concept when they were making Detective Cloud. Who, by the way, his name was Detective Joe in the original concept. I wonder if Detective Joe had the same idea where, like, he would be going around New York trying to learn about Genova and then find out that he had Genova cells in him. And then have, like, a similar thing where he would be afraid that he would hurt his comrades. Like, it seems like that's a very specific part of the story that they wanted to implement all the way back from Detective Joe. So, like, when Detective Joe became Final Fantasy VII, they kept that same idea of having the main character be connected to the villain. And then when this started off as Detective Joe and became Parasite Eve, they kept that same strand. So now it happens here as well. It's really interesting. It's so cool to see, like, how these concepts that they come up with, when the project gets split, it keeps some of the DNA of the original concept. Yes, I understand your point. Hey, where do you think you're going? Joe Strife. Bro, that was the most exaggerated swag walk I've ever seen. Can you imagine? He said, where are you going? When he was still, like, behind the barrel. And then it took him that long to get all the way past Daniel, open the door and walk out. Didn't say a word. Daniel didn't stop him. He just had to watch as he ignored him that whole time. Even if I am a monster, I don't ever want to kill you, Daniel. Please. I could never forgive myself if I killed you. Other people, maybe. Definitely not you. You're a cool dude. Aya, you're no monster. You're my best partner. Aya Bray. I'll be by your side. Always, Aya. Oh my god, Daniel is Barrett. Daniel Wallace. It's true though, that it's the same concept, you know? You have your buddy who keeps you in check, you know? Although with Cloud and Barrett, they kind of build it over time, whereas here it was established before the game started. When I touched Eve, that feeling, was it Maya? But Maya died in the car crash with Mom. No, it just couldn't be. Selection. Good thing we quit last time at that save point, because that was 25 minutes of cutscene. She opened the door with, like, both her hands. That was a long night. Sleep well? You were here all night? I told you to go away. You could have died, you know. Scientists can't believe anything without proof. It's just one of those things. And besides, what? Oh, nothing. Dude, he is tall. Holy cow. Didn't realize how tall he was. Daniel? No traffic. This is the way it ought to be around here. Daniel. So what are we sitting around for? We got work to do. Daniel, thanks. Alright, we're gonna need some bigger weapons. There's a gun shop over there. Let's stock up. Go into an abandoned gun shop. This really is a zombie game. I believe there's a pharmacy over there. Okay. Yo, Marky, thank you so much for the 48. Thanks so much, man. And Sneaky, thank you for the 48. And Kenny, thank you for the 46. Tier 3. Insane. Thank you, Kenny. I don't know how to get in your car. I'm just going to run there, I guess. I don't know. How'd you guys get here? It's locked. Out of the way, Aya. Daniel, no. Sorry, but it's the only way. Bro! Let her move! What was that? What was that? Are you really a cop? We think so, but we don't have any scientific proof, if that's what you're asking. Good lord. Go ahead and pick your favorite accessories, ladies. I'll take this giant one that's like the size of a table. G19. M11. Club. How do I have it? How do I have room for all this? Whoa, we're getting some stuff. Holy cow. I gotta check everything here. Ooh. Now this game controls pretty well, actually, even in the battles. The only real complaint is how slow you move. Which, I'm pretty curious as to why you move so slow. Like, you move so slow that it had to have been a conscious decision. You know what I mean? Like, I was looking back on the gameplay, because I think when you're, like, doing it, it doesn't feel as bad. But I went back and watched the gameplay when I was editing, and, like, it's, like, laughable how slow you move in this game. It's, like, actually hilarious. So, it had to have been a conscious decision. It was either we're trying to make the game scary, and kind of a similar thing to, like, Resident Evil, where with the tank controls, if you take away movement from the player, it makes things scarier. But I don't really buy that, because the fighting in this game is separate from the field movement. So you can have Aya move faster in the field and then just be slower in the battles. So I don't feel like that was the reason. The other reason it might be, honestly, is just to extend the time of the game, because it is a short game. It could have been just a upper management decision of, we want the game to be a bit longer, but we don't have the time, so just make her move slower. Sounds a bit silly, but honestly, like, it is a possibility. But yeah, like, it's too slow for it to just been an accident. Like, it's so incredibly slow. So, might have been padding, might have just been, like, it could have been the way that they created the fields. Maybe it was just easier to not get stuck or not have, like, issues with the fields, to have just one. Well, there are two movement speeds, but I wouldn't even call the walk a movement speed. I don't think this is a movement speed. This is equivalent of, like, if you ever watched Trackmania speedruns. There's a thing in Trackmania where if you don't push any buttons, the car will, like, slowly move over time. So sometimes, like, for really hard maps and stuff, when they're stuck, like, near the finish line but they can't finish, they'll, like, leave the game on for an hour and the car will, like, slowly move till it hits the finish line. That's kind of what this is like. This is not even movement. CR Vest 1. Alright, is there anything else? I think I got everything. Is there an auto run? Ooh, I have not tried this yet. Do that in a second. There's no auto run. There should be an auto run. Because who would use the walk? Alright, what is this? Oh, wow. You can just put this on anything? Dang, dude. So what? I'm just thinking out loud here, so don't answer, but I'm guessing the bonus points come from leveling up. Like, as you level up, you get bonus points. So it's kind of like Diablo style leveling up, where like when you level up, you get stats, but then you get points you can put into a specific stat. But here you can put it into your stats or into your equipment. The customization in this game is insane. Like, I can see why people are saying, like, we're talking so much about the customization. Like, this isn't even RPG level customization. This is like past that. This is an impressive amount of customization put into a game that you don't expect to have much at all. Like, at the end of the day, this really is a tactical RPG. Man, that's cool. Well, I would like some item capacity, so I'm going to plop one in there. And it might be good to plop one in there, too. Yeah, I'll put 2 in there. Alright, what do we want to do with our weapons? So we got the G19. What's the F? Is that full auto? What's a handgun, though? Might need to try the M11. M11 has 5 bullets in the clip, and I'm guessing that's full auto. Random rate of fire. Why random? I'm not sure what that means. Or maybe it's saying, like, it'll randomly shoot at 1.5 speed sometimes. I got this new vest. So I could put the auto heal. I could put the auto heal on my new vest with that tool I got. Or I could put steal items, but halves attack power. Steal items. That's interesting. Thief class. I'm gonna wait until I try these weapons to see how I feel about them before I use my tool. I also have range +1 and bullet cap +1 that I can throw on something. If it's Eve we're dealing with, all the ammo in the world may not even help us. Torres will kill me for saying stuff like that. I certainly hope these will help us out. So anyways, where the heck are we going? Get in the car. Get in the car. We're stuck. Come on, get in the car. I'm trying. It won't let me. Am I the idiot or what? I rides at the trunk. He says there's a pharmacy. Do I need to, like, go to the pharmacy, too? I think so. Freaking Daniel wants to leave without going to the pharmacy first. The door's broken. Okay. What's up with him? All of a sudden, he's a happy camper. I won't ever understand those scientist types. Yes, yes, I wish I could take all these back to Japan. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to, like, mash X on every single one of these walls. I think I just get rid of the M8. PE +1. Nice. I mean, this is what we gotta do. I don't want to miss anything. How's it going, Retro? How's it going, Venom? This is police work right here. This is what the police do. Of course, there's gonna be like nothing else now. Really, the first counter I tried had something and nothing else is gonna have anything. Aha! Checkmate. Oh, there's something here too. Cure M. Cure and prevent stiffness. Yeah, I'll take some of that. Restores life when you die? That's a thing? That seems pretty nice to have in your local pharmacy. was this? That was the revive, right? Kind of spooky back here. Kind of a shame. I should probably use some of my stuff, but I really don't want to use it till I know what gun I want to put it on, you know? Oh, another tool. Let's go ahead and use this one, because I know I'm going to stick to this armor. CR evade +1. Increases critical evasion by 1. Beep bop boop ba doo beep ba doo bop boop bop boop ba dee bop ba doo bop boop boop beep ba doo bop ba doo bop. Hello 911. I'd like to save my game. A landline? What's that? Well, we are stacked now. Hey, you're supposed to be up in the front with me. I was on my way to the front, Daniel. I have to walk past the back of the car to get to the front of the car. Road rules don't apply here anymore. We could take the shortest route through Manhattan. Oh, great. Here we go. Daniel's driving. Can I stop at the office? Which one was my my stash? The graphics were a bit odd there. I wasn't sure what I was looking at. You take good care of Ben, Shiva. Why did the music stop? unnecessarily spooky. This was just the locker room, right? He's not blocking this anymore. Is there something in here? How's it going, Joe? Nope, this is my first playthrough. I really wish you didn't have to line up with the doorknob to open the doors. Oh, you know what? I'm a dummy. Pretty sure it's what's his name that holds your stuff. Yo, they go at Troy. This guy holds your stuff, right? Yeah. So hold the zoo key. He had a menu item, a menu option for discard junk, so I wonder if there's something more to that. Maybe discard enough junk, he gives you something. So otherwise, what would be the point of junk? Somebody said last week, if you discard like a bajillion junk, you get like a special thing, but I'm wondering if there's like tiers. Huh. What you hear? Good. So where exactly does it want me to go? Are we going back to Central Park? He just says Manhattan. So I would imagine Central Park. I don't really know New York, but there's no sign of Eve, but the animals from the zoo are still on the loose. I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to go this way, but I can test my guns out either way. Yeah, it's permanently nighttime in Central Park. Oh shoot, I left the zoo key though. So I can't go this way. I have to go get the key. Alright, we can try our gun out. On a snake. Okay, it's a random amount of, like, bullets that it fires. That's so weird. I don't know if I like this gun too much. I don't really see a point. Like, I don't see a point in using the G19 over the M16. I suppose before I upgraded it, it would have had one more bullet in the clip, but I think I just deck out the M16. How's it going, Dante? What, the most recent video I uploaded? Oh, yeah. Should I move over the auto heal, or should I move over the +6 defense? I lose my crit though, because I did that first. I should have done that second. I'll just move the auto. I mean, yes, it should work on every version of the game, but doing disc 1 skip on PSP would be something. But it should theoretically work, yes. Wonder if there's any reason to go back here. Hey, you can't just come barging in here. Just try and stop me.